Fantastic. And now we have Jesse Givens from CarePass Sync, and Aetna, who will be demonstrating the CarePass Sync platform and talking about two products that will be, I guess, portrayed under that banner. So, Jesse, take it away.
Sounds good. Well, I was expecting to attract the same crowd as John Bon Jovi, but I guess not. Well, I guess everyone else will be missing out on the cool stuff I have to talk about today. So what's going on, everyone? I'm Jesse Givens, as I was just announced. I'm the head of our CarePass product, and I'll tell you, there's a lot going on. The stage has had some awesome presence today. I've been truly impressed by some of the products I've seen, some of the most innovative products that I've seen launched at a forum in a long time. So I think it's been really cool. I hope to add to that with a couple of additional products, which I'm really psyched to introduce today. Both of these products are the direct result of our CEO, Mark Bertolini's vision to make healthcare simpler and more convenient for every single one of us. Because any of us who have interacted with the healthcare system, and that's all of us in this room, have found that it's frustrating. Nothing is as easy as it should be. Anyone who's attempted to book an appointment knows the whole drill. Call your doctor, argue with the front desk, reveal your medical issue to some stranger you don't know. They repeat it out loud. You get all embarrassed. You attempt to find a spot. You have to look out 4 months. You look in Outlook. You know you're going to have to cancel it when you get closer. It's just a frustrating mess. And it's like that everywhere. It can be a lot simpler than that, and it's becoming a lot simpler, thank God, based on all the innovations that are coming out on a daily basis. And every day, consumers are accessing those new solutions increasingly on their mobile devices. And with apps like iTriage, they're able to find the perfect doctor for them and book that appointment that they're looking for immediately on their phone. With apps like MapMyFitness, they can track their progression against their fitness plan in real time, something they've never been able to do before these devices began to pack GPSs and other advanced technical components. And then with apps like GoodRx, you can find your prescriptions around you for the lowest price possible. And with the cost of care rising, we all can use with a few extra dollars in our pocket. So there are a ton of apps coming out. There are countless others. There's a ton of innovation in Silicon Valley right now. Really exciting spot to be. Really exciting time to be at as well. And at Aetna, we recognize that. We recognize that we have a ton of data we've amassed over our years of business. We have assets we've built, which we've reserved for our members until now. We're opening those up through our brand new developer portal called CarePass Developer. And that's what I'd like to take you through now. So, CarePass Developer, and let me sign in very quickly. CarePass Developer is live today. And we actually exposed it over this weekend at the HDI Codeathon. Had some great feedback, and the developers helped us to iron out a couple of kinks, so it's ready for everyone here. If you look in here under the API section, we have a unique combination of APIs which we're exposing. We're super excited about this. And we're looking at exposing APIs from 3 different segments. The first segment is the public segment. So we've partnered with Greg Downing and team with the Health Data Initiative and all the great work they've done to bring APIs to bear in a way that's never been done before. So we've worked with them on, as Martha mentioned earlier, standardizing some of the great data they've opened and putting an API on top of it to make it really easy for you to consume in a mobile experience. So it makes it a lot easier for developers. So we have information around drugs, FDA recalls, clinical trials, assisted reproductive technology, and we're going to continue to expand this partnership with HHS going forward. Let me click back here. We have the second segment is the innovation community in Silicon Valley and beyond. So you see GoodRx up there. GoodRx, awesome company, coming up in California. As I mentioned during my opening spiel, they provide lowest cost price on drugs at pharmacies around you. They have all the major chains. Really cool service. They've opened a service through our platform for free to third-party developers. And it allows third-party developers to plug into their app the ability for a user to find the lowest cost for a prescription drug in their area across the major chains. They can then deep link out to the GoodRx mobile experience right from their app to find the closest available pharmacy where they can receive that price. So awesome. Hope that a ton of apps plug this in. It's a big win-win. It's a win-win for RX and for the app developer and for Aetna because it's something we can offer alongside our offerings to the development community. And then that third group is Aetna. So we are opening our own services, which makes sense, see, it's our portal. So we're opening up our own data and services. We're starting with 3 different bundles of APIs. The first is estimated cost of care. Estimated cost of care allows you to find the estimated cost, or the average cost, I should say, based on our claim data for common sets of procedures across big markets in the US. And we have APIs we open which allow you to use zip codes and geolocation to be able to find where you are, use a CPT code to identify a procedure, and then receive back the average in-network cost. So hopefully that'll begin to lead towards some of the transparency we're hoping to see expand in this space and that Castlight and others were referring to this morning. So that's estimated cost of care. I'm going to save CarePass Sync and show you what CarePass Sync is. The other major data set we're opening, and I'll tell you, this was an interesting one. It was one that we identified very early on as wanting to open and weren't sure if we were going to be able to convince everyone at Aetna that it's the right thing to do. But we were really surprised and happy to find that there were a ton of enthusiastic people at Aetna who really thought that this is the right thing to do. So we're opening de-identified pharmaceutical claims through our portal. And we're opening 6 months to begin with. There's an API on top which allows you to search those claims by zip code. It's only a 3-digit zip. We need to preserve anonymity and ensure that this data can't be re-identified. So it's 3-digit zip. You can search by gender. You can search by NDC. You can search by drug name. There's a ton of different things you can do. Can't wait to see what people do with this data. And I think it's really just the beginning for us here with opening this data up, and hopefully it sets a precedent in the industry. So that's CarePass Developer. I'm not going to spend too much time geeking out in here. I can click around and show you things like our interactive API documentation, which allows you to do things like, let me see what's something cool I can show you. Let's go to the HHS data set, and let's look at clinical trials. And I'll search clinical trials. So let's just look at open, where's the delete key on this thing? All right, open depression clinical trials. So it's searching live, and you'll see it's generating the response body now. And the network might be a little slow, but developers can go right in here without any deep knowledge of how these APIs work, use these APIs, using the interactive documentation, and immediately begin seeing results. So it's pretty awesome stuff, pretty awesome technology, and really excited about it. So that's the CarePass developer portal. Second product I want to show you today is one of the bundles we saw here, which is called CarePass Sync. So I've talked a lot about apps today. Apps are everywhere. We all love our apps. We all have an app to manage every single piece of our life and beyond. There are good and bad things that go along with that. We love the unique experiences each app provides and the simplicity that comes along with something that's a bite-sized experience that's completely focused around a single function. So we love our apps. The problem is the more of those we use, the more fragmented our journey becomes, especially when it relates to health and wellness. So what we've done is we stepped back and said, how do we preserve that app experience, that using those unique experiences while allowing our data to come together in a single place? And that's what we've built with CarePass Sync. CarePass Sync is a personal health cloud. I'm not sure if it's coming through here well on the screen. Oh, yeah, it is. We have a number of different profiles which are associated to your personal health cloud. Here you'll see we have identity insurance, lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, health, doctor visits, and we're continuing to expand. Now imagine having this powerful tool, this personal health cloud, and then having your favorite apps. So, hopefully my text message won't pop up. Good. All right, it was probably about our tweet-a-thon later, or tweet up later, so hopefully everybody shows up. So now, Map My Run happens to be one of my favorite tools. I'm a fitness enthusiast. Let me go to settings here. I can connect to CarePass. Or I should be able to connect to CarePass. Let me try again. Yes, or not. That always happens. Let me try reconnecting to Wi-Fi. Oh, that's probably why. All right. Looks like we're in business now. Yep. Okay, so it was I had needed to accept that Wi-Fi notice. Still apparently not working very quickly. Sorry if this is anticlimactic. Okay, and so I'm using MapMyFitness. I'm never leaving the MapMyFitness experience, but I'm able to now permission MapMyFitness to access the profiles they're looking to interact with from my personal cloud. So they're looking to interact with my identity profile and my fitness profile. And it gives me all of the standard disclosures that go along with that. And I'm completely in charge of my health at this point and completely in charge of my data. I'm going to allow MapMyFitness to connect to my CarePass, and you'll see I'm now connected. From here, I can go in, and I'll just use an example, because I can't use the GPS indoors here. I will just manually log an activity. Let's say I went on a bike ride, which I did yesterday all around Washington, and it was awesome. I highly suggest it. And don't let the serious bikers intimidate you while you're on your little rental bike, which I did. All right, so I logged a run. 30 miles is probably longer than I went yesterday, but cheat to win. All right, so workout successfully is posted on CarePass. If I head over here to my CarePass, let's go to the fitness profile. And immediately, that is available with this cool green bar in here, which I don't know what it's doing there, but hey. So the information automatically syncs, and it syncs real time. So it puts me in control of my data. And you're going to see that sync with CarePass functionality appear in more and more of the top apps in the iOS and Android marketplaces. And we're not just looking at fitness here. We're looking at fitness. We are looking at nutrition. We're looking at health data. So later this year, Aetna members will receive some special treats for being with us. They will have their health data automatically flow into their personal CarePass Health Cloud, and they can then share that with the apps of their choosing. The whole goal here is to get your health data in your hands so you can use it in your apps of your choice, because it's your data and you should have control of your data. So CarePass Sync will open later this month. We'll be out in the exhibit hall, and if you're interested in learning more about it as a consumer or as a potential app developer who wants to incorporate CarePass Sync, would love to chat with you. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. Yes. Hello, Warren. The question was for the group, how do we make our money? Which is a fantastic question. What's great right now is that Mark, our CEO, is completely focused on helping the consumer. So really, we are attempting to make life easier for the consumer using any tool that's at our disposal. This happens to be our first set of offerings. And his feeling is that once we build it, if consumers find value in it, which we believe they will, that from there monetization will come. It's similar to any of the other major platforms that have opened and expanded from a good start. Question number 2.
What other apps are you looking at? Calorie counter or anything? Oh, thanks.
Yes, we have multiple conversations going. We have calorie counters, we have biometric devices, we have broader than calorie counters into just standard nutrition, scanning of items, all of that fun stuff. That'll all be coming up in the coming months.
Jesse, Matthew Holt. I'll also got my healthcare blog hat on here. This
Yes.
is probably may not be about the application so much and CarePass as a platform, but this is the interesting part. So when Mark goes to the country club and meets the other Fortune 50 health plan CEOs, what do they think about this? And what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly, on his Harley, as Martha said. I can't tell you for sure I know exactly what those conversations sound like, but Matt, you are Matt. But Mark is always an evangelist for the consumer. He wants to push the bounds here. He's clearly doing that by allowing us to open some of these data sets that haven't been opened by anyone else. So he's looking to push the bounds, and I hope he's pushing the others as well to have them follow in our footsteps and open the data up. Because in the end, if we can get our data in consumers' hands, that's the way that we can change everything in the healthcare space. So that's, I would imagine, what this conversation is like, plus maybe some talk about his Harley.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, I think those of us who've been watching this space for a long time are really thrilled about what you guys are doing, because there's been so much latent potential buried in the vaults of health plans over these years, and it's great to see you guys doing this, and I sincerely hope that it's putting all of his fellow CEOs under a lot of pressure to do something similar.
Cool.
Because you need to be the first among many, because you guys have what, 15, 12, 18, how many people? 18 million?
Yeah.
But that means 300 and something million who aren't in Aetna, and they need to come too. Anyway, that's commentary. But.
That's right. Any other questions?
I've got a question.
Sure.
So most of these APIs, as I understand, allow the developer to access per client data, like one per patient or per one person. Do you imagine in the future we're going to be able to do cross-patient queries into the data and basically show a personalized data mining results of the entire data set? So for example, suppose I have melanoma and I have stage 2B cancer, and I want to know some metrics that traditionally you might be able to give me using just my data alone and some black box APIs internally that you guys have that, for 50-year-olds, this is what it does, and for stage whatever, this is what it does. But my idea is, can you open up the entire data set and put it somewhere like on an Amazon bucket or whatever, and allow you to run a more data-intensive, more computationally expensive query on that data, refine it to the user whose iPhone device you're displaying that on, and then run it on there, rather than making the computation be very, very inexpensive and be like just a couple of JSON queries, but actually do real serious computation for people that want to do it.
So that's a really, am I still on? Good, yeah. It's a really interesting thought. All I can tell you is stay tuned. Health 2.0 in the fall may have some interesting information for you. So we're working on some really innovative stuff, and I have my hands on a lot of data right now, a lot more than I've been able to open so far. But you are thinking down the right track. There will be some really fun stuff ahead, if that's the way you're thinking.
Awesome.
Cool. Any other questions? I see someone heading to the mic.
Hi there, great presentation. Question for you. Saw recently another company, Nuance, right, started a developer program in 2011, and a year later have 10,000 people developing apps, right,
Yes.
on their platform. So what are you doing to expedite the community and the development using your platform?
Great, great question. We started with a small codeathon this weekend, bookending the beginning of HDI. It was a great way to get our feet wet in this space. It's a brand new area for Aetna overall. We just launched that developer challenge this morning, which will run through the end of August, and we'll be announcing the results in the October timeframe with the $100,000 prize associated with it. We're going to have someone aligned within Aetna to be a development community manager who's going to be out there evangelizing what we're doing, listening to developers, scanning the market, helping us to understand what they're looking for. It'll help us to identify, prioritization around exposing more data sets. We'll have additional challenges. We're going to continue to issue those. That'll become a part of our culture here. And we're going to see basically how this grows that way. And we have partners like Mashery, who we've used for the portal, who have a really strong community already of developers that follow their whole structure. And they're going to be bringing those developers to bear as well as we build out our community. So we're going to look towards those partners, as well as some organic growth that we're trying to foster for that culture in the developer space. Thanks for the question. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all.